All right, folks. Gonna clean up this dirty house. It was pleasant to have the kids and the wife here, but now I gotta get back at it. I gotta get going. I get this done so I can have fun. You know, truthfully, sometimes it's hard to think with kids running around. Not that I want to say something bad necessarily, but more along the lines of that I don't want to. I don't know. I can't think more than anything. I just can't think. Hello there. All right. Home's not so far away. Hello there. If you're watching, I am as sorry, there's a dog. Anyways, so if you're watching, I'm cleaning this old house. What in the world is that? Oh, it's Papa. Sorry, I'm cleaning this old house, and my in-laws bought it, and it smells like smoke. So I'm here to help clean up, and I'm cleaning the walls in hopes of keeping it from smelling so badly. That's not reassuring. Whoa, Papa. Anywho, just cleaning this house up and trying to get the smoke smell out. It's not a bad house. It's just somebody smoked in it and really just ruined the decency of this house, because I know no house is gonna smell perfect, but it's just like it's a level of decency, Like do people not realize that when you smoke in your house that you immediately ruin the value of your house? I mean, you immediately drop like 10 to 20K out of your house as soon as you smoke in it. I mean, and that's if people don't realize that you smoke. That's if you somehow got away with it, You know what I mean? So, man, I don't get people, like they're so addicted to smoking that they just smoke all the time, anywhere, no matter what the case is. It's like the addiction of smoking is more important than the value of your house. And it's just like, it blows my mind to think that, to think, good grief, that's good. It blows my mind to think that people are willing to give up like $10,000 to $20,000 of equity out of their own house just because they can't control their smoking habits. It just blows me away. Okay, now I gotta get the keychain. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit harder because I gotta get up there. Let's see if we can get this done. Not sure if it's doable. Anyways, here we are. Trying to get all the smelly stuff out of here. And for the most part, I think this has really helped with the smell. I think it really has. Yes, they also give up the health of their loved ones. That's so true. It's just such a selfish act. It really is. And it's actually a really dumb thing to do, to give up 10 to 20K of value out of your own house on top of hurting your loved ones, because most people don't smoke. Kids don't smoke, And it's just unbearable. I've been in houses where people smoke so much you can hardly breathe in there because it's just so bad, It's just so unbearable. And you know what? It's a bad habit. And they're not lying when they say it's a bad habit. It's a really bad habit. Thankfully, I never caught on, but I definitely did have I definitely had a smoking problem for sure when I was younger, and it was social for the most part. All right, so let's get this right here. Let's get it right here. Let's get this angle right. Rahal, Rahal. There we go. But yeah, thankfully I didn't. Thankfully, it did not latch on to me like it does other people, and I just wasn't that addicted. I mean, it was interesting, but it was not so consuming that I had to do it. Thankfully, I'm so thankful because smoking is like one of the worst habits you can have. And second to that is probably drinking. Drinking is a really bad one too. So I'm thankful that I never got addicted to smoking or drinking. I don't know really if I have any bad habits at all, except for like maybe like gaming. Gaming was like my worst habit, and it was more along the lines of I just wanted to self soothe. Really, I just wanted to try to make myself feel better. So I don't really know if I was addicted. I mean, I guess I did become addicted. I just wasn't really sure if it was similar to. Yeah, let's be realistic. It was. It was quite similar to smoking and drinking. Because it just was something I just couldn't control it. I wanted to play it all the time, and it's all I cared about. Anyways, I'm pretty close to being done with this task, which is basically washing all of the surfaces, such as the walls, the doors, the cabinets, and I'll see if I can, if there's any much more I need to do. But I'm trying to hit everything that I can think of at the moment, because I know I haven't done a perfect job. Because as I'm thinking about it now, I didn't hit any of the baseboards basically. Because I was just thinking to myself, like, nah, it's not that important. But actually, it kind of is. But I think when we start mopping, I'm going to hit the baseboards with a mop, is what I'm going to do. That's the plan, at least. So that's what I'll do. Even though it's not perfect, it'll have to do. And the wife and the kids stopped by. That was nice. She dropped off some food and hung out with us, and that's always pleasant. It's always very pleasant to have the wife drop off food for you and enjoy her company. And even though it wasn't much because she wasn't here that much, but it's still nice to enjoy her company and the gesture of bringing food and company and just enjoying her company. There's just nothing like it. So that was nice. That was a nice, refreshing change of pace. And the kids, obviously, just playing around and being kids and running amok and all that good stuff. I enjoy that too. Man, whoever did the popcorn here sucks. You see that gap right there? There's like a gap that runs along the entire wall. It's like they taped it, but they just did a horrible job. Yeah, people. Like, if I do a job, I'm going to try to do the job to the best of my abilities. Even if it's not perfect, I'm still going to be like, you know what? I really butchered that. I'm going to try to do a really good job on that. But it's just whatever. It's probably a house somebody didn't really care about. It was cheap. And, honestly, nowadays, I don't think people work as hard as they used to. They don't put as much effort into work as they used to. Nothing's the same anymore, basically. Like, you look at houses that are being built today, man, they're cutting corners left and right. I mean, if you watch any of those YouTube shorts by the guy Cy Porter, I tell you, he is starting up quite the war with all those. What do you call it? Hello, big boy. Oh, that's so funny. That's funny to say. Oh, that's so funny. I'm sorry. You got me. But anyways, yeah, if you watch any of those guys who are basically YouTube home inspectors, yeah, he's really starting quite the war with them, and he's going after them. He really is, and I appreciate what he's doing, because you know what? He's bringing to light the fact that people are cutting corners left and right, and it's not right. If you buy a house, you expect people to make it the right way. You know, don't cut corners. If you say you put it in there, put it in there. You know, if you said you're going to put insulation in there, put insulation in there. Don't be lying to people. Don't be trying to rip people off. It's like in the world that we're living in today, it's like profit over, what do you call it? Profit over, what's the word? What's the phrase? Basically, profit over everything, you know? That's just the world we're living in, you know? And most people don't, honestly, most people don't understand what goes into a house. That's why most people don't really care until until it really matters. Like, they don't care until basically their showers are leaking, or there's a gas leak, or there's something potentially disastrous going to happen. People don't really know, you know. And in this day and age, you have to basically know everything, because if you don't know everything or a little bit of everything, then you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. You know, you have to know a little bit about the roof to know how good the roof is. You have to know about siding. You have to know about flooring. You have to know about all sorts of technicalities, basically. Otherwise, you're going to get ripped off by the people that are supposed to be taking care of you, the people that are supposed to sell you a house. Yeah, they're going to rip you off if you don't know what you're doing, basically. And it's really depressing, the day and age that we're living in, where you have to know everything. Otherwise you get ripped off. Um, otherwise you're stuck with a home, basically. Yeah, otherwise you're stuck with a home that is falling apart. But technically you're in the agreement now, and you put up the earnest money, and now you're stuck with a house that you don't really want because you know it's poorly made. It's really depressing. And I hate to see people fall into those traps, but it's happening a lot. Anyways, just moving around this house, cleaning up left and right, here and there, just trying to get every little nook and cranny of this house. Trying to get all the smoke smell out if I can. Do my best. Sorry for the armpit here. um, sorry. um, but yeah, I'm just trying to get this cleaned up, get this going, and make it livable, make it enjoyable. Try to do the best that I can. All right. Oh, I think I'm doing a good job for the most part, but I could be lying. Maybe I'm doing a really bad job. Okay. All right. Let's get under here. Let's get under here. Sorry, you may not see me right now, but I am working. I'm not on screen, and I'm way focused on getting this done and done right and done quick. So you're not going to see me all the time. All right, let's do a quick rundown because I want to make sure I got everything. You know what? I really wanted to get this attic thingamabob, this attic vent. Let's see if I can get it. Hopefully I don't get dusted. Yeah, it's really quite interesting. I've never, I haven't really done too much of this. I have some experience in cleaning, some experience in fixing up houses. But, you know, experience is really quite relative anymore, you know. Experience isn't really what it used to be. Because my experience isn't really, I wouldn't even really call it experience, if I want to be honest with you guys. I've done some things, but definitely nothing like professional, high end, just enough to get by kind of, you know, oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, I don't have to go change my water after that. Uh, that looks nasty. Well, that's what happens when you smoke. All sorts of nasty gunk come through, and that's what you're dealing with. I guess that's what I'm dealing with. All right. I guess this is just you and me, love. I don't know if you're watching. You probably can't, but everybody left me, love. Everybody left me. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Okay. Yes, I need to take my bucket over there. I'm taking the bucket over there. Let's go. Taking this bucket and we're gonna clean this up. Yeah, buddy. Gonna make this house livable. Livable. There you go. Hello, if you're just joining, I am cleaning up this old house as the title says. And I'm just trying to do my best. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing what I was told to do by my father-in-law. So here we are, cleaning the best that we can do. Trying to get this yucky stuff off. This is from years of smoking. Ooh, that's disgusting. Please don't fall into my mouth while I'm talking. Oof. Oof. Look at that. You would have thought this is a grill grate. Oof. Nope, not even close. But here I am, trying to clean up. Yep. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna do it. Somebody's gotta do it. Ooh. All right. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing good. Hello to everyone. It's hard to talk whenever you're afraid of something falling in your mouth. Really hope this dust, this creepy, disgusting looking dust doesn't fall in my mouth. I really hope it doesn't fall in my mouth. Oh. Do what you gotta do though sometimes. Yeah, I'm really hoping this helps clean up the smell of smoke in this house. Because it's just disturbing. I've never understood how people can do this to themselves and others, and I just don't get people sometimes. I just don't get it. But I'm trying to make it cleaner. What are you guys doing today? Are you guys having to do dirty work like me? Or are you guys enjoying your Sunday? Or maybe you're working, who knows? But I'd be curious to know. Ooh, that's disgusting. All right. Well, anyway, this is what I got to do today. I got to clean, make this look nice, take away this smelly stuff. All right, I'm running out of things to talk about, honestly. I mean, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. I mean, I started my day like at 4:30, 4:30-ish, did all the laundry. What else? Then I had to come here and do some clothes. So it's been or do some clothes, do this cleaning. It's been a long day, so sorry if I got like Zippo to talk about. I'm just pooped. I'm pooped. Yep. I think that's just the way life is sometimes, though. You know, you just don't have anything to say. As much as sometimes there's stuff to be said, you just want peace and quiet. But here I am, still talking. Don't know why I'm still talking. Trying to clean the dirty house. I hope this helps. I really do. Yep. I ain't got much to say. I'm tired at this point. I'm tired. Don't got much energy to go on right now. I'm just tired. Just trying to finish up this job and get going. Geesh. I'm just trying to make sure I get it clean. That's the biggest thing. It's not perfect, but definitely need to clean up a little bit more. Yeah. Well, I mean, that'll help. I just was gonna work with it, but it's all right. Thank you, though. I'll do it.
Oh yeah,
I'll take it. No, it definitely looks better.
Man, I'm ready to shut the water back on.
All righty.
You sure go eat, man.
I think it looks better, but I mean, honestly, it's about as good as it's gonna look. And honestly, I take it, but part of me just wants to get it more clean. Honestly, more clean, more perfect. As much as it looks better, it's just not up to my standard personally. I know it can be cleaner. I know it can be cleaner. All right, the water's been turned on. Turn the water off. All right. I had a lot more energy this morning. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm just tired. I'm pretty pooped. Just trying to stay steady with the work, even though my energy level has dropped off. It's just the way it is, though, too. After you finish eating, you just feel kind of sluggish sometimes. You know, you're not always high energy. Oof. So here I am, just trying to stick it out. Try to stay positive and determined despite the tiredness. Okay. Yeah, I looked at some of my, what's the word, audiences, and this is the lowest time for viewership. So I might be making a mistake by going live right now, but hey, it is what it is. I think maybe everybody's eating lunch or they're hanging out with friends or they're out and about with life. So people probably aren't watching as much. But, well, I mean, I ain't doing nothing different. I'm cleaning, so guess I got nothing better to do than stream, huh? Here I am just streaming away my life while I try to work this thing out. So here I am, just doing work, streaming away. That does not look good. That's ugly. Let me just turn this on. There we go. I'll be right back. I gotta go see what this is. What's up, Papa?
I took this nipple off. Look at all that rust.
That's no bueno.
Huh?
That's no bueno.
Yeah. A lot of rust in the line. I changed the pipes whenever you can.
Yeah.
Not the correct again.
Yeah, you might have to, but eesh, that's quite a bit of work. Plumbing ain't easy, that's all I know.
Yeah. You gotta get rid of all that. I gotta put a nipple like this on there for the wash machine. Otherwise I'll damage the brand new wash machine.
Yep.
All that coking
Gotcha.
odor.
Well, hopefully it's an easy fix. That's my hope. Oh man. Sorry, I have returned. Fret not, for I am returned. Just kidding. I know nobody cares. Oh days. All right. Oh man. Maybe I need to change the live stream to like Donald Trump talk. That'll get some interest. I did that one time, and I tell you, man, I caught so much interest. I mean, honestly, that's like almost all that I post is exclusively Donald Trump and JD Vance related material. And the truth is, they are going to be my they're going to be my vote this season, this election season. Oh, I see. That's not a worm or anything weird. Okay, but they're going to be my candidates this year. That's who I'm voting for: is Donald Trump and JD Vance. And they just seem like the best two dudes for the job. I mean, JD Vance, he's a well-spoken man. He's a smart man, and I guess I don't know what it takes to be a VP, I guess. But Donald Trump did pick him for VP. And if Donald Trump is the man for the job, which I believe he is, then he probably is actually going to be a good VP, in my personal opinion. That's just my opinion. And everything that I've seen of JD Vance, I think he's a good dude. He's a decent guy. He's not perfect either. I mean, I don't know what everybody expects whenever there's a presidential election. Everybody expects a president or their elect president to be some great, amazing person, but we're picking people that are flawed, and I don't know what people expect. I just can't expect the most out of these guys. They're just human, Anywho, that's gonna be my pick for my for this election year. Is I'm gonna pick Donald Trump and JD Vance. Whew, this room still smells like smoke, man. And honestly, when I think about why I would vote for Donald Trump and JD Vance, the real reason is one, Donald Trump has already had the job for about he already went through one term, and I think that was the most successful year we've ever had as a country. And for people to say that, I really dislike when people say, "Well, he's riding on the coattails of Obama." Can somebody please tell me what Obama did besides put women in danger by putting men in the women's bathroom? Please, somebody tell me what Obama did exactly that Donald Trump is riding on. What is he riding on? Somebody tell me. I don't know what Obama did that was actually beneficial. I will say that Obama did technically get the Nobel Prize for Peace, but if you could also explain to me what he did do to get that prize, because I don't know, I couldn't tell you myself personally what he did to get the Nobel. What did he do to get the Nobel Peace Prize? Can somebody elaborate? What did Obama do to get that? Was it because he was a black man? Did he somehow bridge the racism because he was a black president? Did he calm the tension between North Korea and South Korea? Did he have any wars during his time? I mean, yeah, he definitely inherited the wars. I don't remember honestly, but he definitely inherited the war that we were already in back in 01. He inherited that, and I don't give him any flack for it, because you know what? If you inherit it and you just do the best that you can. So I try not to give him a lot of grief about the Iraq and Iran war, because you know what? It's just what it is. You know, when you're president, you just kind of take on what the problem is and what all the trouble is, basically. But I don't think he's done anything to deserve that Nobel Prize. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can cite anything that he's done personally. Like, I just don't know what he's done. And I don't think the Nobel Committee even cited a reason why he was awarded the Nobel Prize. If anybody deserves it, it should be Donald Trump. Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Prize for Peace. I mean, look at him. He was the first president probably since who was a general? Darn, who was that general that during the North and South Korean War? It was MacArthur, basically. He was the general, but I don't know which. Oh, it might have been Eisenhower, maybe. But he was probably the only one that had really done any form of contact with the North Korean Communist Party. And if you ask me, he was the only one, and then no one else made contact with the North Koreans for a very, very, very long time. What'd you say, Papa? Oh. Whoopsie daisies. Anywho, sorry. Yeah, I gotta go change out my water. All right, we got our water. I'm about to clear it out. But anyways, on the topic of the Nobel Prize, what has Obama done that Donald Trump hasn't? Donald Trump was like the first president in a long time to bridge the gap between North Korea and South Korea. He was like one of the only presidents that actually was able to build any form of peace with North Korea. Why doesn't he get a Nobel Prize for that? Why does Obama get it but no one else? I don't get it. Sounds very politically motivated to me, if you ask me. And what else? My days. What? Oh yeah, Obama. What did he do for the Israel and the what do you call it? The war in Israel, basically the ongoing, never-ending war against Israel, with all the nations surrounding them, wanting to basically obliterate them. What did Obama do for that? And then compare it to what Donald Trump did. He did the Abraham Accords, and it was almost signed. Both parties almost signed, and then it wasn't signed. Whenever Joe Biden went into office, nobody signed it. Why is it? And that's just the thing that gets me, Like Obama gets a Nobel Prize, which also on top of that he gets like $1 million, which I don't know why he got any of that. Like he didn't deserve it. He really didn't. But they gave him the prize because he was basically black. He was basically black, and he got a prize for being black. And I don't get it. Like I wouldn't have given him the prize. I would have given it to. There's so many more people that are more rewarding than Obama for getting the Nobel Prize for peace, because he didn't do anything for it. I mean, during his presidency, I don't know of anything that he's done to really bring peace. I mean, he didn't bring the war in Iraq to an end. He didn't do anything, honestly, except for all he did was he was black and he was a president. And I guess that's what makes him worthy of getting the Nobel Prize, I guess, is just being black and being a president. And that's just messed up in my opinion. Because those prizes, those awards belong to somebody who's actually achieved something of great accomplishment. But Obama just achieved nothing. He was just black and he was a Democrat. And at the time, and still to this day, the Democrats still run the show. The liberal left still run the show. So, you're still going to see weird people get prizes for doing absolutely nothing, but simply obeying and for simply being black or white or transgender. Like these things that you see nowadays is just cringe, just absolutely cringe. And that's why I'm ready. I'm ready for Jesus to come back. He can come back anytime now. You know what I mean? He can come back and he can come take care of all the problems that I can't take care of, all the things that I see that are wrong in this world. He can come back if he's ready, Because this is a pretty messed up world that we're living in. And nothing is right anymore. Nothing is just. Everything is corrupt. Nothing is pure anymore. And it's just depressing. It's absolutely depressing how the world has become so corrupt. I mean, just look at Joe Biden and his son, who basically blackmailed Ukraine for money. He blackmailed Ukraine for money. And when he was asked on live TV, as he was reporting, he said, no, my son basically had nothing to do with that. My son did not blackmail him, even though Joe Biden openly admits in an interview that he talked to the prosecutor in Ukraine about getting his son out of whatever trouble that he's in. That is blackmail, and that is absolutely corruption. I don't know how that's okay. I just don't get it. But anywho, that's the world that we're living in, where everything, where black is white and white is black and right is wrong and wrong is right. That's just how life is anymore. And that's why if you are really concerned about the world right now, you gotta put your trust in Jesus, because it just doesn't matter what happens in this world. Yeah, I might be griping about like all the injustices that have been done, and when I say injustice, I'm talking about all of the perversion, all of the wickedness that you see in this world, with children being abused and disappearing, and all the abortion that's happening in this world. When I talk about that, I might gripe about it, but there's nothing wrong with griping. But it's wrong whenever it takes over my life and it absolutely consumes whatever I am, and it takes away from me and my family. But all I'm doing is I'm trying to bring light to all these messed up things, really, and just pointing out the hypocrisies and all the evil things that are going on in this world. That's all I'm doing. I'm not really here to tell you that the world is coming to an end or anything. I'm just saying that this world is messed up, and man, we need Jesus more than ever. He needs to come on down, because the price is right, if you know what I mean. The time is high, and I think we're drawing nearer and nearer to the return of Jesus. And that's why we got to put our trust in him. Because you know what? If we put our trust in another man, oh, we're going to be depressed. You know what I mean? Because everybody that we've ever known or loved has disappointed us to one degree or another, and even more so our president. Because you know what? Even though I like Donald Trump, I'll be honest, I'm going to disagree with him right now. On the topic of abortion, he believes that it belongs to the states. I believe abortion belongs on a federal level, and I don't care what anybody says, because abortion is murder, and I'm pretty sure that abortion is murder, and that murder is wrong. If I remember correctly, it's the killing of an unborn baby. So I don't know why it's going to the states when that is that's a moral wrong, like a big moral wrong, because it's the same level as murder. It's even more heinous because it's a baby. So I don't get why it's not at the federal level. And I don't care that Donald Trump says it belongs at the state level. I think he's an idiot for saying that. And I will gladly disagree with Donald Trump. I don't care. But I'm still going to vote for the guy because he's still better than Kamala Harris, in my personal opinion. Despite the fact that I don't agree with everything, I still think he's a better candidate than she is in terms of policy, in terms of his policy relating to the bringing back of the economy of America. I don't agree with him on the idea of like abortion, that it has to be either rape or incest. Like, are you kidding me? I just wish you would look at the stats about rape and incest. Like, it doesn't happen as often as he naively thinks. And the safety of the mother, like, there's very, 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 very little situations where the mother's life is in danger, and there's such thing as C-section, and a lot of times you can take a baby to full term, even if the baby is unborn and it's in stillbirth, where it doesn't have life anymore. You still can take it to full term and birth it, or even C-section it, And I just think that Donald Trump, I know he's a businessman, but I just wish that he would be more in tune with the things that really matter, in tune with righteousness, but he's not. He really is not in tune with righteousness. He's in tune with business because he's a businessman, and he just basically spouts off basically the general things that every American that is a general conservative American might say, like, oh, well, we believe in no abortions, but we'll accept some exceptions, basically. But I think it's still murder regardless, and I just wish he would get smarter on the topics, you know what I mean? But I think at this point, he's just trying to win the race. And I don't blame the man for just trying to win the race, But I just wish that he would hold himself to a higher standard. But he doesn't. He's okay with where he's at. And I know he's not a perfect man. I just wish that he would do more for the babies, do more for the babies, and it is what it is, you know. And even though JD Vance is his running mate, JD Vance is a fairly new Christian, in my opinion. Now, on top of that, he's a Catholic Christian too. Would be elected together? Which two vice presidents would be elected together? Interesting thought there, IG 1001. That's a very interesting thought. I like that. It's a very interesting thought. But yeah, I just wish JD Vance would also be, I don't know, like he's a Catholic Christian, and he's, from my understanding, he was baptized in like 2019 or something, or 2017. So he's a fairly new Christian. So I just kind of feel like yeah, he's got some decent understandings of the Christian faith, but at the same time, just he just fits the bill. You know, he's a young man. He's got a young family, and I think Donald Trump picked him because he really needs a young running mate because he's old. I mean, let's be realistic. Donald Trump is old too, but he's definitely got more wits about him than Joe Biden. He's got more wits about him than Kamala Harris. So I can understand why he picked JD Vance. JD Vance is young, but at the same time, I don't think JD Vance is the man for the job either. But you know what? It's better than picking Kamala. I mean, and if they couldn't come to this understood, then the people would vote in. IG 1001, brother. I think you got something there. I really think you do. I really think you do. I mean, I don't know. Like as I'm speaking about these topics, I know I'm not smart enough to get down to the nitty gritty of it, but you know, I just personally wish my candidates were aligned with me more. Personally, just aligned with me more. I know that they're not perfect people. I wish that they would align with me more. But they just spout the most basic things that a conservative believes. Like they're against abortion up to a certain degree. They believe in the 2A movement, except they're not willing to allow you to own all types of guns. They only want you to own certain types, and they're not very pushy on the 2A. What else? They believe in capitalism. I think they believe in deregulation to a degree, but they don't really expand on that well or that much. So I don't really know. I think they are afraid because if they say one thing wrong, actually, there's a chance of if they say one thing wrong, they could still be redeemed because people that like Trump, they're like a diehard Trump fan. That's why it's called the MAGA, like Make America Great. It's like a MAGA thing. It's like you know how people have Trump derangement delusion or whatever, Trump derangement, whatever that may be. Well, there's some people that have Trump. Well, they hold him in such a high standard that he's almost like their god, you know. But you're right. I think they are worried about their base. So they're saying everything that is necessary to maintain the base. And I don't blame them because if I'm that close to the end and I'm about to lose, you better bet I'm going to try to win. You know, I mean, if it was a race, like a legitimate race, I'm not going to push somebody over and trip people, you know, but I'm going to run my heart out, you know. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just running their heart out and they're really trying their hardest to win. And I don't blame them for it. I'm going to vote for Trump. I just know that he's not the man perfectly for the job. Yeah, it does. It makes more sense. I think. Oh, JD's makes. I agree. JD makes. I was like JD. What's JD? But you're right. JD does make more sense. Well, yeah. Trump has got this. He's almost got like this aura in a sense. He's got this negative aura, you know. And I think because I've posted videos about JD Vance and Trump always does generally well, but JD Vance does just as well. So it makes me wonder if people love Trump, but they're also looking forward to the next generation, or they're already eager for the next generation of who's going to basically who's going to take over, basically. And now, honestly, if JD Vance does well his first few years as VP, he's probably going to be the next. He's going to be the next MAGA, honestly. Yeah, honestly, let's be realistic. If your VP calls himself a knucklehead, I don't trust the guy to even handle my electric bill. The guy, He does not seem like he's got a very high self-esteem, and it makes me think that his wife wears the pants in the family, honestly. And honestly, he is probably a moderate, and honestly, he's kind of like flip flops, and he just seems like a puppet. Like he doesn't even know what to say for the most part. Like the other night, I watched I rewatched his debate with JD Vance, and they asked, why is it that you said you were at Tiananmen Square, but it was reported that you weren't there until later in the summer, or something like that. And he doesn't even talk about that at all. He just goes and says, "Well, I'm from a small town in Nebraska, and I'm part of my service there, and I served in the what do you call it, the National Guard." And the guy is just, I mean, I think he's Joe Biden's brother. Honestly, I really think he's Joe Biden's brother. The way that he looks, the way that he talks, he's halfway there, honestly. So I don't know, but I don't trust him either. I don't know. Truthfully, I don't think I can trust anybody. But if I had to pick, it's Donald Trump, and he's going to be the one that I would want at the end of the negotiating table, negotiating with Putin, negotiating with Japan, negotiating with all the countries, especially the ones that are communists. I would rather have him instead of Sleepy Joe, instead of Kamala, instead of JD, not JD Vance, what's his name? Tim Walz, Knucklehead Walz, basically. I would rather not have him when I watch Trump be promoted. It makes me wonder why. You know, I don't know. I don't know why we accept it, because I think we're hitting a boiling point. I think we really are. Like we're going like this, and it's about to blow up, you know. And I think to a degree, everybody's fed up. Let's be realistic. Everybody's fed up with everything that's been going on the last few years. Like it's just been a straight nonsense for the last few years. You know what I mean? Like whenever you got to pay, what is it? You got to pay so much money for eggs. Like eggs and a pound of ground beef. It's almost like what do you call it? It's almost comparable, at least from what we have. Buying eggs and beef, it's almost comparable. And I think everybody's fed up. And I think I'm pretty fed up. And I think you're right, Cheyenne. I'll call you Sheehan. Walls he is whatever the moment calls for. Like, oh, you need a knucklehead? I'm the guy. Oh, you need a strong American? I'm the guy. Oh, look at me. I know how to hold this gun. Can somebody please show me how to put the bullet in? You mean load it? Yes. I mean, somebody show me how to load it, you know? And this guy is just a wackadoo. I've been to Minnesota, and Minnesota laws, if you've ever been there, they're crazy. Not the people, but the legislative people there, the people that make all the laws, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy, you know? Whenever I was there for a little bit, they were banning guns. They were banning ARs, and they're so proud of it. But it's just like, even if you're a Democrat, how can you disagree with the Second Amendment at all? You know, I just don't get that. But like they are crazy, and it makes sense that not JD Vance. I'm so sorry. I keep saying JD Vance, but JD Vance is actually seems normal. But Tim Walz, he's the reason why they're so crazy. You know, why the law seems so crazy. You know, and it makes sense. Why not pick another delusional white guy? It just makes more sense, I guess. It makes sense to pick another delusional white guy. What can I say? But anyways, yeah, I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters what the election is, because even if Donald Trump gets in office, is there really going to be any rest, any peace in his election? Probably not. If anything, it's going to be more unrest. That's realistic. I'd like it to be where there's no more rioting and no more fighting and all this. But if he gets in office, everybody's going to freak out. A lot of people are going to be happy. Well, there's going to be a lot of unrest, and there's still going to be a lot of trouble along the way. So it's really not going to stop just because the guy gets into office. It's going to be basically like 2016 all over again. I think that's what they like about Donald Trump, is that he's willing to pursue even the little things. People want a semi-loose cannon. You know what I mean? Like a guy who can flip a switch. it's hard. It's like it's almost like they picked JD Vance to offset Donald Trump. You almost have to pick somebody to offset the crazy man. And I think JD Vance might be the guy, honestly. He seems level headed. He's well spoken. I think he stutters a little bit sometimes, more than I like personally, because I've heard him at the rallies. Not that I've been there, but I've heard him speak, and he stutters too much, in my opinion. I just wish that he would get that under wraps, just a smidge. And that's just my personal critique, because if he ever has to take office, I just want him to be a well-spoken man, and a well-spoken leader. If he ever has to take that position, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think they have to pick. I don't even know if Donald Trump picked him, but they also did pick Pence, and Pence I felt like was supposed to offset him. Like he's very quiet, very subtle, but when he spoke, he was very well-spoken and very elegant. And I don't know if he picked him either, honestly, because I feel like if Donald Trump had to pick his, I think you're right. Donald Trump is going to try to mold him. But, I don't know how much contact they really have. I just don't know how connected they are, because oftentimes it almost seems like they're in two different worlds. It seems like they don't really make that much contact. So I don't know if Donald Trump will be able to mold him. It just doesn't even make sense that Donald Trump would pick JD Vance, because it doesn't seem like, honestly, it doesn't seem like the guy that I would pick if I was Donald Trump. No, I believe you. I mean, like that's just the way it is. Young guys are looking for a lot of leadership. They're eager. They're eager to learn. They're eager to gain experience. They're eager to do things, and whatever it takes sometimes. And it changes how you believe morally sometimes, and how you talk, and how you act, and how you think. And he very well may get molded into the next Donald J. Trump. I mean, he might be the next. I'm trying to think of the next slogan that they're going to throw out there if he becomes the next president, or if he becomes the next person to pursue presidency. Like, what are they going to say? It's going to be, his slogan's going to be probably like, because MAGA is so legendary. I mean, let's be realistic. MAGA is going to be in all your history books. MAGA. Make America Great Again, and they're gonna have to come up with something way catchier for JD Vance. I just can't think off the top of my head what they're gonna say. What is the next big slogan? Make or keep America strong. Maybe that's what's gonna be. Keep America strong. Keep America strong. KMS? Nah, that sounds dumb. Definitely would not. It's got to actually sound like a word. All right. Well, I think I've done all this cleaning that I can do, honestly. So I'm going to try and do something else. All right, Papa. 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 What do you want me to do?
There's one thing I could usually do underneath the cupboards.
Copy? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't worry about the drawer. Don't do those from the alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to get around the cupboard, that would be great.
This?
I don't care what you use.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. Under the cupboards?
Which I bought another one of those.
Can do. So you want me to get in here?
Well, it's getting kind of dirty.
It is, and I'll clean it off because I haven't washed it off yet. All right, I can do that. I got you.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for. All right, sorry, folks. New job. Gotta go move operation. Operation under the. What's up, Papa? Ooh.
Yeah. We're praying for don't get amputated.
That's pretty bad.
And she's been going to wound care. She was just wound care 3-4 days ago. They told her to put this stuff on, keep it wrapped up, and this is what happened.
That's pretty bad. That's a big hole. That's pretty bad, Papa. Well, if you're on the live, all right. Well, if you're unalive and you're a Christian, I would ask that you please pray for my mother-in-law. She's in the emergency room and she's got this big hole in her toe, and my hope is that they don't have to amputate her foot. But yeah, that's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. That's gonna be some rough stuff. Anywho, yep. It's hard to talk about. It's really hard to talk about, like, like you're doing something and then boom, you just get hit with some news, and you're just like, yeah, I no longer am interested in talking about anything. I just want quiet and peace. And it's just like when your loved ones get hit with something hard, you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna call it a day. I think I'm gonna go home. And that's just hard. That's just hard. It's hard to bear all the hardships of your loved ones. It really is. And I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. I guess I'm done with Donald J. Trump and JD Vance and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. It's just hard to, talk about those things whenever your loved ones are hurting. And you can see that they're hurting. Sorry. Anyways, if you can't see me, I'm down here and I'm cleaning these cupboards now because they need to get cleaned up. Here I am cleaning down here. Trying to get this house cleaned up. It's quite the task. It really is quite the task. It's kind of hard, but it's not too hard. It's just very labor intensive. You're just moving from here to there, change out your water, scrub this, scrub that, scrub this, scrub that, and you just keep going and going and going. Anyways, yeah, I am done talking about the presidency. So I'm sorry, I got too deep into it. So now I'm going to just focus on cleaning a little bit. And maybe I'll talk occasionally. Yeah. Anywho, hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having fun. It's a Sunday, so enjoy your day. Enjoy your day out. Enjoy your time. Do something good. Do something fun. Enjoy life. Family and friends. Enjoy all of it. Yeah. Thank you, IG 1001. I do appreciate your prayers. That's like the biggest thing to me is prayer, because nothing else really matters if I'm honest. And I've learned that in my life, that prayer is more important than medicine, more important than doctors, and prayer literally changes lives. So if nothing else, I would just ask for prayer. And I used to think that people that ask only for prayer, that maybe they're just crazy or they're just holier than thou. But I've come to a point in my life where I finally realized that prayer is actually more important than anything that we could ever want or hope for. Prayer changes everything. It really does. And it may not save my mother-in-law. It may not change her situation, but I'll take your prayer over anything else. I don't care about money. I don't care about what kind of medicine you got, because only God can change this. So I'll take your prayers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. Such a, it's just a very interesting thing when you're a Christian. And I think maybe I used to think that Christians would have their lives easier because you know what? You believe in the one true God. You believe in God, and He controls the whole world and He controls the whole universe. And if He loves you, then why would He do these horrible things or allow these horrible things? And honestly, I don't even know why God does what He does or says what He says or is who He is. You know, I just don't know exactly. I don't think I've gotten to that point in my life. I've only gotten to like a small portion of understanding in my life, you know. And the most recent one is just that prayer is everything. Talking to God is more important than not. It serves such a deeper and greater purpose to talk to God. It's like talking to my dad, you know, just like asking him why, you know, why is this happening? And I don't always get the answer that I want, if I'm honest. Sometimes he didn't even say anything, you know. Sometimes I just gotta wait. I gotta be patient on him and hope that he actually is gonna answer me. And even if he doesn't, you know what? He's only ever been good to me. I mean, the only time bad things happen to me is when I do bad things. That's just my personal opinion, you know. And sometimes he does allow bad things to happen to us. I mean, if you look at Job, man, that dude, he suffered. I mean, you look at it, if you know anything about Job, if you know about any of the Bible of Job, I mean, goodness gracious, that dude, he suffered. My father-in-law showed me a picture of my mother-in-law's situation with her foot, and I just imagine that's what Job looked like whenever he had all those illnesses on his body and he was suffering, and it was not a pretty sight at all. You know what I mean? I mean, if you've ever seen some pretty gory stuff about injuries, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like they're not pretty, they're ugly, and yeah, it's a very, very, very graphic picture. And I'm not going to describe it too much, you know, but you got the idea. You got a general idea that when you got you're yeah, it's a gory picture, and it's just not pretty, and it's even worse when it's your loved one that's suffering. But you know what? We hold on to the truth that God is still good, even if our loved ones are suffering, because just because people are suffering doesn't change who God is. And I know some people will come on here and they act all like holier than thou and say your God isn't real and you're delusional and you're crazy. That's fine. I'm going based off of my personal experience in life that God has done good for me, done good to me. Life hasn't been perfect, but He's still good. Doesn't change who He is to me. He's still a good God. He's still a good Father to me, and I put my trust in Him. I put my trust in Him also in the sense that my mother-in-law, even if she passes, that she's going to be finally one at rest because she's suffered through a lot of pain and hardship. Part of me it would be thankful to the Lord for finally allowing her to physically rest, but not only that, but to spiritually rest because man, she's been through a lot of hardship in her life. But at the same time, I don't want to lose her, you know, because she's family. Uh-oh, people are here. Oh, hey, Ethan. Okay. Okay, is somebody gonna keep an eye on them? Okay. What's happening? I thought you guys were going home. Oh, you went for a drive. Oh, yeah, you're listening right now. You're funny. Funny, funny, funny.
Watch them for a minute.
You want to take my car?
I'll talk to you about it in a minute.
Okay, well, sorry. Here I am. Sorry, I was busy talking and my wife popped up out of nowhere, so anywho, yeah, it's hard to like do life whenever life goes south, you know what I mean? Like you can't think about anything else. You don't want to do anything. I don't know why it's affecting me so much. I really don't, because I love my mother-in-law. I just, I don't have that connection that obviously my wife does, because that's her mom. But it still hurts me to think the worst case scenario. And something about it just bothers the daylights out of me. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. But I gotta really put my trust in the Lord right now, because part of me is getting too deep into my feelings. I need to put my trust in the Lord and rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice. And again I say rejoice. And that's just the truth sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta try to be okay. Trust God's plan. And sometimes the Lord gives us songs whenever we're sad and we're struggling. Hey, I love you. What's your plan? What's your plan?
Friends that yeah.
Copy. Love you. You're right. You're fine. But yeah, sometimes you get sad, but you know what? If you put your trust in God, I tell you, like right now, He just gave me a song in my heart to rejoice. And man, I tell you right now, it's hard to rejoice. It's really hard to rejoice. I don't know why, but I'm going to rejoice, and I'm going to put my trust in Him. I'm going to put my trust in Him that no matter what the outcome is with my mother-in-law, everything will be okay. And then that's where we gotta walk by faith. Just gotta do it. You just gotta do what the Lord says to do, and you know what? I'm going to rejoice. I don't even know what rejoicing is. I might have to look at what rejoicing even means. So rejoice in the Lord always. Rejoice. I gotta think about what rejoicing even means, because I don't know right now what it even means. What does it mean to rejoice? Rejoice, be happy. Oh no, I caught the sticky trap. So be happy in the Lord always. Be rejoice, maybe joy. I don't know, but I'm just gonna try to be happy and joyful and peaceful, even though it's not perfect right now, even though everything is not the way it should be. So I'm going to just be happy, be thankful that everything is in the Lord's hand. Now worry about it, because you know what? Worrying about it doesn't do me any good. It really doesn't change my circumstance. It actually gives me no peace. It takes away my peace. So while it is still day, I'm going to just rejoice. I'm going to just be thankful to the Lord that I'm alive. I know that my mother-in-law is in a serious situation right now, but I put my trust in you, God, and I'm going to keep working, and I'm going to keep trusting in you, and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to do the next right thing, which is to keep doing work, keep loving, and keep taking care of my family, because it's easy right now to just get sad and break down and shut down. So I'm just going to keep going. So let's just keep going. And if the worst comes to worst, we put our trust in the Lord, because we're all meant to die one day. We really are. We're not going to live forever. I don't care what medicine, what drugs you take. We're all meant to die. We're going to die. And who we see and how we see them at the end of our life is very important. Because when we see Jesus, which that's who we will see Jesus, and how we see him is going to be very important. Now, are we going to rejoice when we see him, or are we going to be sorrowful? I mean, what are we going to do? It's one or the other. You're going to be really sad. You're going to be so thankful. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for dying on the cross for my sins. And thank you that because of what you've done, that I'm here and I'm joyful to see you. Or you're gonna be like, oh, please save me. I'm so sorry that I didn't believe in you. Like that's what it's gonna be, one of the two. One of the two. Either we're sad or we're happy to see Jesus. So if you haven't gotten yourself straight with the Lord, I guarantee you, you need to do it right now. And when I say right now, I mean like right now, like not even go take a pee or poop or take another bite or take another drink. Like get on your knees and pray and get right with the Lord, because you just never know when he's going to return. Like the Bible says, Jesus is going to come back as a thief in the night. It means you're not going to know. I don't care how many cameras you got. I don't care what smoke detectors, carbon detectors, what detectors you've got. No one's going to know when he returns except for God. So you better get right. Better get right. Oof, did I not do this? This sounds bad. Anywho, looks like I scared everybody off. So maybe I did my job. Somebody heard the word. Ain't that the truth? And that's all right. You know, people get scared. People don't want to hear about Jesus because nobody wants to hear about, oh, I'm a bad man. Don't tell me I'm a bad man. Don't tell me Jesus exists, because if Jesus does exist, that means that I have to change my life. I love sinning. That's why nobody wants to hear about Jesus. People try to pretend that it's about the fact that Jesus didn't exist. But the truth is, nobody wants to know about Jesus because Jesus calls us to a high standard. You can't lust. You can't sin. Not that you don't, but because you change your life and you no longer want those things and you do not desire those things. And most people just want to keep living in their sin. People enjoy sin. Sin feels good. I'll tell you that right now. First person to tell you right now, sin feels good. I ain't lying. But you know what? It don't lead you down no good road. It leads you down a really, really slippery slope. And at the very, very, very end of that slippery slope is a very big hole. And from that hole is a very, very, very hot heat that you cannot escape. I promise you. And it's called hell. They call it Sheol. They call it Hades, whatever you want to call it. It is not something you can escape on your own. Because once you see that hole, it's too late, brother or sister. You cannot escape. Okay, so I would suggest that everybody get right with the Lord, because you know what? The day may come that you might die. The day may come that you don't know what you're going to do next. And you may only have a few seconds to live. You may even be able to experience your last fleeting moments. So I guarantee you better get straight with the Lord. And don't wait for that moment where you're like going to die and you're like, oh my days, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And and you're just like freaking out. Because you know what? A lot of people have called upon the Lord in their dying moments. And I can't say much for them. I really can't. I can't tell you if they're saved. I can't tell you if God is going to save them. I just wouldn't play that game. I wouldn't wait until the last moment. I just wouldn't. Because I've done that before. Waited for the last moment and I missed my train. Waited for the last moment and I missed my ride. Waited for the last moment and I missed my opportunity, my only opportunity to get where I need to go. Good grief, people that drive through here fast. I mean, I know it's not like busy, but people drive through here fast. Anywho, I would recommend everybody do that right now. Turn to the Lord. Ask him to forgive you, because I know that if you do, he will forgive you. Because the Bible says that he is faithful and just to forgive. He is. That means if you ask him right now, I promise you, you are forgiven. If you ask God to forgive you right now, he will forgive you for your sins. But I tell you, God's going to pursue you at that. He's going to be hunting you down like a dog. I know it sounds weird, but God, if you call out to God, God is going to come for you, and he wants your life, and he does not want anything less. And not because he's hunting you like a dog, even though I said it, but he's hunting you down because he loves you. He wants a relationship with you. Not so that you can pay money at church, because that's not what it's all about. You know what? Because we don't do things because we're afraid of God. We do things because we love God. We do things because he has changed our lives. We do things out of love. Because the Bible says he first loved us. He loved us while we were still sinners. Have you ever tried to love somebody that's unlovable? it is really hard to do. It's really hard to love somebody that's really unlovable. I tell you, I try to do that every day at work. Try to love people that are unlovable. And one of these live streams, I actually left work because I was struggling with loving someone that was unlovable. That's how hard it is. I mean, and I'm pretty open about my Christian walk. I still struggle with loving people that are mean or rude or disrespectful. And I just struggle with being kind and generous and loving. And truthfully, I'm not the best at it. But I'm just making a point that if God can love us, people that are not lovable, how much more does He, or if we struggle with that, how much more does God love us if He can do that to people that wrong Him every day? You know what I mean? I know it's not a perfect world, but we gotta change our lives and understand that this world is fleeting. It really is. It's gonna come to an end very soon, sooner than we know, sooner than we think. So we gotta change our lives quick before it's too late. Before we see Jesus in the sky, you don't want to be that guy who's afraid to see Jesus and you're covering yourself, because by that point it's too late. All right. What else? What's up?
I'm gonna run my mom's stuff.
Okay.
You take Rosie.
Copy.
The other kiddos are.
All right. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. All right.
You can take my car so you have to.
Baby.
Yeah, I can stop her in. Look, you can just use this.
Okay. I didn't know.
You have
Cool.
to.
All right. All right. I'll see you, love. Have fun. Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen our guys' video?
All right. Probably gonna have to maybe call it. Need to tighten up on my cleaning. I'm not doing the best job because I'm talking way too much. But I want to tell you, get straight with the Lord right now. That's all that matters in this world. I promise you. Have a good day. God bless you, and I will see you guys later. If you liked it, subscribe. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you don't, that's fine. Have a good day. See you guys. It is hot in here. Hot like